Hello everybody. Today we're going to be doing a demo for Denver Research's Salon software, EZPower Salon. Okay, so we launched the software. This is our main control panel. As you can see, we got our time clock over here. You can have as many employees as you want, and they can be assigned different job groups and different pay rates depending on what they work. The system will keep track of all their ins and outs, and of course generate a proper payroll report for you. Let's go right into our sales screen. Now this is one interface that you can use, which is the appointment diary interface. Alternately, you can also have the software open up directly to the sales window if you choose to use a paper diary. So let's go ahead and let's make an appointment here. Alright, so as you can see, we've got the times, and then we've got over here our stylist names. So let's make an appointment for Scott at 2:30. So I click on that. I will then click on the customer, select them from our customer list, or we can add them in. In this case, we'll just put John Test. Now, as you can see in our customer database here, you can put all kinds of information on the customer, specific notes. You can even upload a picture of the customer if you want. So we selected John, click OK, and then it fills in this information here for the appointment based on the information from the customer account. And we click OK. So now we've got an appointment here, here, for John with Scott at 2:30. Make another appointment over here. Customer 2, that sounds fun right there. Click OK. So now as you can see, as the day goes by, you can see all the different appointments that are done. If an appointment has a star next to it, that means it's already been closed out. So let's say we want to pull up this appointment real quick. By clicking on the appointment, you can do a couple things. You can look at their phone number, see their email. You can also actually just click this button and it'll open up an email, so you can just email them right on the fly. If you subscribe to a texting service, you can also just click on the text and it'll send them a text. Okay. Click OK on that. So we made these 2 appointments. Let's go ahead and process these an appointment here. So this person shows up, they get their stuff done, we click on it, we're going to go to open ticket, and we can ring up whatever it was. Let's say they got a haircut. Okay. And then we simply hit finish, cash it out. Now, as you can see, now that has a star next to it, meaning that that's done. Let's click on this one, open this ticket. And this time I'm going to show you something a little bit different. Let's say we had, actually, let's say this person had more than one person work on them, just for the sake of argument here. So let's say we had a cut here, and then they also got a facial. Okay. Now let's say we want to split the commission on this between 2 different stylists. You can click on each individual item and assign it to this to one stylist, this to another stylist. So now, even though this is on one transaction, one stylist will get the commission for this part of it, another stylist will get the commission for this part of it. By default, whoever is listed here as the stylist will get commission by default. And if you click on this, you can change the default stylist as well for that transaction. Let's go ahead and close this out. And now we're back to our appointment diary here. It shows these are closed. You can, of course, scroll ahead or back and look at future appointments, past appointments. Okay. Let's look at the waiting list here. So let's say someone just happens to walk in. We can click on waiting list, add somebody in, call him Chris. Alright, so let's say a chair opens up. We want to go ahead and seat Chris, so we're going to click on Chris here. it's going to ask who the default stylist will be for this person. We'll pick Michelle. Okay. And this person is going to get... You're going to get a bob cut, because that sounds super fun. Alright, so we're going to do that. This person came, they're going to get a bob cut. We're going to now assign them to a specific station and a specific stylist. And then we're going to hit suspend. Okay. Now, once you're in the diary view, you can always go right back into your actual sales window. And you can see here all your open transactions. You can see, for example, that station 1 has Chris in it, stylist is Leah. Okay, so that's one that's already in use. If you click on the station button, you can also see which stations are in use visually as well. Now, some people will choose not to. You don't necessarily have to use the stations and assign people to stations. You can make this as simple or as complex as you choose. You can simply use it just to ring people up, or you can, be very specific about which stations are in use and when. The system will also tell you exactly how long the station's been in use also. So that's pretty good. Alright, let's go over some other features over here. So aside from, as you can see, the products that we've got over here that we can click on, this also has full retail capabilities, meaning that you can scan a barcode and ring up shampoo or any other products you have with a barcode scanner. It does inventory on those items as well. Let's look at some things here. As you can see, you can put pictures for everything. Alright, so here's something of interest, packages. You can sell something as a package. If you designate something as a package, first it assigns a default. So for example, this is 5 manicures, it rings up 5. Normal price for each is 45, so the total for this package is 225. So what you do if you're doing a package is you have to select a customer that this package is going to be sold to, and then you complete the transaction using that customer. Okay, your receipt prints, exits back out to your appointment view. Now let's say this customer comes in and wants to use a package. You would simply go over here to the customer, open them up over here. Now you can also, actually when it opens up here, you can actually see what packages they have, how many are available, and how many have been used. But the way we actually are going to ring them out is bring them on the screen so the system knows that this is the customer we're dealing with. Then you hit the button that says Use Package. When you hit Use Package, it'll show all the available packages that they can use. You click on it, rings up one use of the package, hit your Finish, and now that package is used. You'll see that if we now go into that customer and hit Use Package now, there's one less package available. So that's a nice little feature there with the packages. Let's see what else we got here. Alright, so let's go through some of these things. To exit out of this screen, we just hit suspend once we put somebody in here. For example, again, let's use our walk-in person over here. So let's say we had someone come in. Let's say Jenny came in here. Jenny's been waiting. Seat opens up. Click on them. They're going to get their routes done, and we're going to assign them into Station 2 with Michelle, and then we're going to hit suspend. Okay, so now that's in use. If you hit the checkbox here, hit the station, you'll see again which stations are in use and how long they've been in use. Alright, so let's go over some other things here. Use package, new sale, station, that's the waiting person's name, customer account, brings up the appointments, discounts, clear sale. You also have these item tools up here where you can assign discounts to specific items rather than over here where it discounts the entire sale. Price modifications, delete, tax exempt, all sorts of nice little options over there. Here we've got a manager toolbar where you can just jump straight to the report section if we need to, or to returns, closeout, voiding and editing closed sales. Employee toolbar brings up some other things. Good one to know about is the gift cards. The system does have full gift card capability. You can buy the gift cards pretty much anywhere. They do have to be in a specific format, which you can obviously check on before you purchase the gift cards, but the gift cards can be reloaded and reused. You can get either professionally made nice plastic ones that are used in magnetic swipe, or you can use a barcoded one, or you can use simple pieces of paper that are uniquely numbered. Anything that has some kind of unique identifier can be used as a gift card in the system. Alright, another nice little feature here is the stylus report. At the end of the shift, if your location so desires, you can hit stylus report. An individual stylist going home can hit that. Click on today's date, and it'll actually show them, well, obviously there's nothing here because we haven't rung anything up really on this particular stylus, but it would show their total sales. It'll also show, most importantly, it'll show you their total commission. Some people like to know what exactly their commission is for each day. So that prints out a report specifically just for them for commission. So that's a nice little feature there as well. So it's a very easy to use interface. As you can see, your sales are over here, main toolbar stuff up here. Now all these buttons over here on the side and on the bottom are all actually configurable. You can move these anywhere you want, and there are other functions you can either add or remove from this toolbar. The ones that you see here are just the ones that I typically find to be the most useful, but other locations may find other functions to be of better use over here. And then, of course, down here we have our open transactions. This can also be filtered. If you click on this, it shows you all your transactions for the day. But typically we're going to leave that just to show you the open ones right now. Alright, let's exit out of this and go over some other things here. So let's go ahead and go into the back office area here. Okay, so let's see here, what's of interest. Okay, security. A good feature here is that every single function in the software can be assigned a security level. And then when you put people into the payroll system, you assign them a security level as well. If they try to do something that does not match their security level, obviously it will not allow that. Now this is something that can either be turned on or off completely. So if you aren't really concerned, you only have one person using the cash register, the POS system at any given time, then you don't have to have security on. But if you've got everybody's hands in the till, then this is an important feature to have. Taxes and precisions. For most salons, most things do not have any sales tax. Products usually will, so obviously you can have tax for your products. You can have multiple taxes. You can make the tax included as well. If you want to, have the tax included in the price, that's not a problem. Let's see what else we got here. Right here, you can make a layout. Actually, that would be station 5. Okay, so you can make this layout, put around. Now, right now you see a white background over here, but you can make a custom picture in JPEG format that you can use as the background. So if you want to actually make the actual layout of your location, you can certainly do that. You can actually have multiple rooms as well. You can have one room, 2 rooms. You can have several different rooms. Let's see here. So I mentioned this before, but every person can have several different jobs and different pay rates, which is a nice little feature for the payroll. Terminology. This is a nice little feature of the software also. Everything that's in the software, every word that you see on all the buttons and in a lot of the functions, can actually be changed. This actually helps the software be very flexible when it comes to languages. There are other versions of this software in other languages as well, but you can actually change any word to any other word. So for example, if I wanted email to show up as any other word, I just override it, hit change, and then all of a sudden, boom, everywhere in the software that it said email, it now is replaced by that other word. So the terminology changes is kind of a cool thing. Alright, payment methods. Got all different kinds of payment methods. Just like with all the EZPower softwares, you can, of course, use your own credit card machine if you want on the side, or you can use built-in credit cards as well through usually either Mercury or Charge It Pro. So that's good. Let's see, current email setup. This is also a nice little thing here. As I showed you before, you can email the customers directly from the appointment book. But you can also, if you have email set up in the system, you can set it up so that the system actually emails you reports throughout the day at specific times. For example, if every day at close you wanted to send you, your daily reconciliation or a sales summary report like that, it can do that for you. So that's a nice feature right there. And also, if you run any reports in the reports menu, which we'll get to later, you can email them on the fly to anyone you wish as well. Let's go to products over here. Alright, so this is our product list over here. We can click on an item over here and show you. As you can see, everything can have a picture added to it. Price. If this was an item that had UPC, you could put the UPC code over here. You can simply scan it right in there with your barcode scanner. Now, a thing of interest here is you've got 6 different pricing levels. So what this is good for is if you have certain customers who you want to always give a discount to, you can designate, for example, over here a wholesale price for certain items. And if in the customer database, if that person can be designated to always get the wholesale price for an item, or the price 3, price 4, price 5, price 6, you can designate via their customer database exactly what price point they get. If there's nothing specific there, then of course they get the default. Another nice thing here as well is points. The system does have a customer loyalty program built into it. You can assign a point value to every item, and then you can also assign a point value to redeem. So for example, let's say each one of these is worth 1 point. So after they get, you could say each one is worth 1, you can say 10. And what that does is each time you sell one of these to the customer, they get a point. Once they reach 10, the system will automatically prompt you to use those points to get this particular item for free. Okay, and you can do interesting things with that and have them redeem it for certificates and things like that. There's some creative ways to do that. Here you got menu, category, all sorts of different options here. You can make, for example, items that have no price, and you can tell it to prompt you for the price, price prompt. So you can just ring things as open pricing. You can also put description prompt and price prompt, for example, and ring something up, and then it'll ask you what the item is and the price. So you've got a lot of flexibility over here, making the item a package. We're not going to go through all the very little specific things here, but there's a lot of different options here. You can also have built-in modifiers, products that are added on automatically when you ring things up. And another nice little thing is bundles. You can, for example, designate something as a bundle. So let's say, for example, you wanted to sell a gift basket full of shampoo. You could call this item gift basket, gift basket large. And you'd click build from parts, and you could say that included in this item is, this shampoo, this shampoo, this shampoo, and this shampoo, and this soap, and exactly what the quantity of each. And then what will happen is if you sell this package, it will automatically deduct those items out of your inventory when that's sold, using that bundled method. So as I said before, it has full regular retail store capabilities in addition to the Salon features of the appointment diaries and all those things like that. This doesn't really apply too much for Salon stuff, but if you are selling anything that is in Amazon's database, which is pretty much anything, once you put the UPC in there, if you click Amazon, that'll actually pull product information from Amazon's database. Something typically a Salon isn't going to use, but it's a nice little feature that the software has. Some other nice little features also just regarding product editing, as you see over here. You can make blanket price changes. So for example, let's say you want to change the pricing of all your conditioners all at once, and you want to change everything, add an extra $1 to it. So I go to change all, I put $1 in here, I hit change, and I just click add whatever's in this change all to everything, and then boom, everything will go up by $1. You can also make it negative to change something like that. So you can make sweeping changes in prices pretty easily without having to go into each individual item. You can change them just by category. Alright, let's see what else we got here. Discounts can be very complex. You can designate certain times of the day to give discounts as a blanket. Again, not so much used in the salon atmosphere, but a nice thing to have. Let's see what else here is of interest here. Stock adjustments. You can scan things right into inventory if you so desire. If you have the multi-station license, you can actually put on a tablet or a laptop and walk around and scan things in if you so desire. Again, just another nice little feature. Let's see what else here. Of course, we've got our customer control, which we looked at. Now, one other function of the customer database that we have here, it's not just a matter of saving your customers' information in the system just to see what they've sold, or what packages they have outstanding, or even just to see how many points they might have from the loyalty program. You can also use it as an invoicing system as well. Like if I click the $ down here, it'll show you any invoices that have been charged to this customer's account, because you can do that as well. If you add a payment method over here, if you add terms to your payment methods, then you can actually charge things to a customer account and they can pay you at a later date. So you have a full functionality when it comes to charge-offs and invoices and things like that as well. Again, not something that everybody will be using, but again, a nice feature that is available in the customer account section there. Let's see what else we've got here. Okay, he also has appointments. This is all pretty self-explanatory. Here's what I mentioned before about the function buttons, how everything here is customizable. You don't like this button here, you can move it here. And there are all these other different functions that you can add or take away here based on what's most important, for your location. Okay, let's go ahead and just take a quick look at the reports here. Alright, so here you got your sales reports, all different kinds of reports. Yesterday, last week, this month, last quarter. You've got a bunch of different sales reports here, payment reports. And I'll just go slowly through so you can actually see the different reports on your screen before I just go to the next one. Payment details, taxes, something gets run every day. Gift card histories, Z-outs, cashier reports, stylist reports. The difference is that the system can actually differentiate between stylists and cashiers. So you could for example, have someone who's always the cashier as opposed to different stylists also use it, and they can run reports separately, if you need to use different types of designations. Customer reports, supplier reports, category report. This is one of the most important ones. This pretty much does everything you sold broken down by category. And again, just as I mentioned before, with all these reports, when you run them, you can save them to your desktop as a file. You can also email them. Just by hitting email, just brings it up, boom, put the email address in there, and it sends that report directly to whoever, or you can of course print it out. Product reports, different types of, a lot of these reports have similar information, just given in different ways. Lots of people have requested reports in many different formats, so you'll see a lot of different reports in different formats with a lot of information in all sorts of different ways, shapes, and forms. So pretty much if there's something you need, it's here in one way or the other. Inventory reports, and then remote reports. Okay, so I think that was a pretty much decent overview of everything. This here, as you'll see, just kind of shows you a snapshot of what's going on as far as the hours for the day. For example, here, inventory that's been sold, total sales for the day, just quick little snapshots there. Sales monitor here, some nice little functionality there. The only thing that the software does not do right now is it does not have an online appointment interface for online appointment scheduling. That is something that may be added in the future. But currently, something like that is the reason why most Salon software is so expensive, because most of it is web-based, or cloud-based, I should say. And because of that, you're paying for someone to host your information constantly, and that can often end up with very high recurring fees every month. Most of the software that we sell and the software companies we deal with, we tend to stay away from anything that has any kind of monthly or recurring fees. So right now the software is as I showed it and has all these features for a one-time cost. There are no monthly or recurring fees ever with this software. If in the future the appointments do become an online available thing, there probably would be some kind of fee just for that. But right now that's not currently available. But again, in the future, lots of things will be added. The software is constantly evolving and changing. But so far I think it meets what most people would need. But again, the software company is always working toward making things better, which is one of the good things about Denver Research. So that's pretty much it. I think we've gone over all the basics of the software. If you have any questions, feel free to post them or email us at PennywisePOS. And that's it. Thank you very much.